Hey, my name is Avi Aronov, and in this video I want to speak to you about retention and how to make sure that you retain customers. You see, at the end of the day, when we sign more and more customers, we want to make sure that we actually retain our customers. Now, there is different type of retention. There can be a retention of a lead, so when a customer wants to cancel and you're already maybe on the way, or you know that the customer benefits from what you're offering. Or there is a retention after you sign a customer and they have a contract already signed, approved in terms of financing or the date of the installation, and you bought their equipment and then they want to cancel. There is also the other type of retention that after you install, they have a cooling off period and they want to cancel, or even better, after a hell of a long time, 3 months, 4 months, a year, they want to cancel. I'm sure everybody faces those type of customers from time to time. I don't want to say that all of my customers I was able to retain, because most likely whoever says that, they're lying to you. Okay, but what I can tell you, a very, very large percentage of the customers that ever called to cancel, I was able to retain. And if not myself, I actually had trainings for all of my retention team to make sure that they know exactly how to do it. I had a period that I had 4 retention team members. What we used to do, I used to provide them extensive type of training on psychology, body language, tonality, phone communication, basically making the customer really understand that you're on their side, liking you and everything. So I will explain about those things, okay? And I will be giving you some graphics of how I do that, okay? But it's very, very simple if you really want to understand the simplicity of it, okay? So number one, there is the tonality, okay? It's super crucial to make sure that you have the right tonality. With tonality, you will have body language. Okay, now what that means? With body language, you see, as you speak to customers over the phone, in person, over the net like this, like I'm doing this video, imagine yourself, I'm just like this. Yeah, basically what's happening, you need to do this. Like the energy cannot flow, right? So you want to make sure that you have this tonality and body language, even though it's through the phone. I literally had them sometimes get up and speak to the customer on their feet and move and have the energy flow. It's super important. Why? Because look, it's of course depends. You need to know how to mirror the customer. If all of a sudden you have a quiet type individual call you and say, hey Avi, I just want to cancel. I don't want to do anything and everything. What happened? You want to know how to mirror their tonality, and then you want to know how to break patterns to make sure that you take them from that level to your level, and then all of a sudden they figure out, wow, I like this guy, I trust this guy, I know that what he's saying it's for me. So how we do that? Okay. So let's say an example, this individual speaks to you in that tonality, okay? And you speak to them just in that tonality. What all of a sudden you want to do, it says, look, Mr. Smith, I understand what you're talking about, but you need to understand something. This product that we have for you, it's absolutely amazing for you. You don't understand the benefit. As we tried to explain you before, this product will get so much benefits for you. And you just want to change the tonality that now you capture his attention. And he is like, what? Hold on. And all of a sudden he's focusing on what you want, what you are saying. So that's number one. You want to make sure that you train your retention people on making sure that you know how to capture customer attention. Many times, customer will want to own the conversation. You want to make sure that you take charge of the call. You want to make sure that you are the expert and you come across as one. And not that all of a sudden a customer call you and then they basically, smacked you all around the call and then they take charge of the call. You will experience that, but learn from that. Self-analysis is crucial. Something that I used to like to really, really do, it's have all the calls recorded, pulled up, listen to that, and then analyze each thing. Where you drop the call. Why did they take charge here? Why you didn't do that? Why you didn't say that? And then have all those things point out, and when you look at it from the side, all of a sudden you recognize your flaws and then you do better next time. Make sure that's one very important thing. Review calls, okay? Review calls. Also, if you can do Zoom calls, phenomenal, okay? Number 2, sell yourself, okay? You want to sell yourself, meaning take the mirror, okay? Take the mirror and pitch yourself. Then, do role plays with another person. Make sure that they are tough on you. They are the customer, and the retention guy is the sales guy, retention person. And they literally speak, try to save the deal, and you be as tough as possible. There will be videos. I will give you samples of retention calls that I personally did. One time I remember I had a meeting. There were 4 or 5 people in my office, and all of a sudden we had a call of a lady calling to cancel. The husband screamed, "No, cancel, cancel." And I said, "Hey guys, we are in the middle of the meeting." I said, "Look, realistically, I can save the call and save the customer. She will be super happy, loving us and everything, but it will take me about 15 minutes. Or we continue with the meeting." And they said, "Sure, why don't you save?" I wish we recorded that call, because it was over our landline. I didn't record that call, and I wish I did, because she was completely against that. But after 5 minutes, all of a sudden we start to talk about completely different stuff, about food, about Jamaica, about vacations, about different stuff. After 10 minutes, it was a complete closed deal. "Please come. Wow, I love you. Come for dinner," this, that. And she completely appreciated the fact that I took the call and not somebody else. Because somebody else, you know what they would do? "No problem. Thank you for calling. We will cancel that." Click, done. And you just lost another $5,000, $10,000. But instead, what you do, you listen to the problem. If you remember, there were some other videos that I spoke about the trainings. You listen, you select to what they said, and then you build out of that. You build an entire presentation, because if, let's say an example, she says something that she is not happy about, and you talk about something that you are happy about, there is not going to be a connection. But if she says something that she's not happy about, and you select on that, and you explain her exactly why it's going to be good for her, so you solved her issue. She feels that you listen to her. She feels that you care about her. So there is a lot of things that we will talk about that more in depth. But also, quick, another one. Okay, you always want to make sure that you keep it short and simple. KISS. Okay. Keep it short and simple. Don't go all over the answer for hours. Make sure that you keep it short and simple and move on to another one, which brings me to the next thing. It's basically most of the stuff that people say, you want to make sure that you agree and move on. Doesn't mean that you don't answer their question, but let's say an example, they say, "Oh, I want to cancel." You say, "Oh, you want to cancel, right? Yeah, phenomenal, no problem." So basically what you did, you repeat what they say, and then you agree with it. You don't say, "Okay, I will cancel it," but you say, "Phenomenal, no problem, we'll look into that," and you move on to something else. Many times people just want to be heard. So then once they feel that they are heard, you move on, and they feel, okay, now he listened to me, so he is not stuck to it. He is moving on with you through the conversation. Maybe at the end of it, he still will hold to it, no problem. Now you just have to cancel. But if you go through that process and he's like, "Okay, now you fill me out," all of a sudden he's like, "I thought nobody is listening. I thought you were scamming me. I thought it's not worth to me. I thought this and that and that and whatever," then for sure they will want to cancel. If you fight, "Oh, why you want to cancel? No, we can't cancel," and whatnot, most likely he will send you letters, he will make complaints, he will do reviews and whatnot, and he will figure out a way to cancel. But that's why, people usually think you will fight with them. But if all of a sudden you give them the other cheek, so to speak, to give you that an extra step, they feel weird why you want them to do that, so they will back off. So this is on the retention section. In more or less, in theory, what it is, you want to train your retention people pretty much as much as your salespeople. You want to give them incentives to your retention people, meaning you don't want to say, "Okay, you get $20 per hour and that's it." You want to tell them, "Look, you get $20 per hour plus, let's say an example, another $50 every call you retain, $100 whatever you retain, whatever you feel is fair." I used to do in such a way that I told my sales team that, "Look, if a customer call and you think that it will be retainable by you, then let us know. The retention team will not touch it. Okay? But if you don't respond to the customer within 1 business day, okay, then the retention team will deal with it and we will pay them half of your commission." Okay? So then they have the reason to call right away because they already sold them, they have a relationship. And if they don't, the retention team will deal with it because the company don't want to lose their money, and then they will get compensated accordingly as well, plus their hourly wage of the company. So you want to make sure that they're incentivized. Then you want to make sure that you train them on the psychology and body language and tonality and capturing of the sale and making sure that they are in charge. Okay, you want to make sure that you do with them every week at the maximum. Okay, maximum every week you sit with them and do call reviews. Sometimes I had them in my sales training. Then you do, you know, role plays. You just do that in front of the mirror, or also you do in classrooms. You do with them trainings like that. You teach them the listen, select, and build the formula or other formulas that you feel comfortable with. Okay, you make sure that from the calls that you listen to, you keep it short and simple, and don't go on to conversations for hours and hours and hours. It's not worth it. Okay, you agree and move on, and basically making sure that you build great relationship with customers. Okay, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. We will be more than happy to assist you, to train you if required, or make a more in-depth video of how we do it, and you know, maybe even do a draw of taking one of your retention team and work with them one-on-one for the winner of a contest that we will run. Thank you. See you on the next one.